feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't ride no
Oh. Did y'all see that Meg Thee Stallion? So, listen to this, chat. Meg Thee Stallion was granted a restraining order. Listen to this.
Megan Thee Stallion has been granted a restraining order against Tory Lanez. A month after Meg's lawyers filed a petition for a restraining order against Lanez due to what her lawyers warned that Lanez has continued to terrorize her with a campaign of harassment even as he sits behind bars. At Thursday's court hearing, Judge Richard Bloom granted Meg a civil restraining order that will bar Lanez from any harassing conduct for the next 5 years. This ruling comes after the rocksteady rapper gave a tearful testimony via livestream, telling the judge that she hasn't been at peace since I was shot and is just tired of being harassed. Meg continued, "It just seems like I have to relive it every day. The person who shot me won't let me forget it." She later added, "I'm scared that when he gets out of jail, he's going to still be upset with me." And then she said, "I feel like maybe he'll shoot me again and maybe this time I won't make it." Judge Bloom issued the order from the bench saying that Megan had shown a credible threat of violence. The order bars a wide range of conduct including any contact or harassment through any means. At Thursday's hearing, Lanez's attorney Michael Hayden argued that his client was not threatening the petitioner in any way. Instead, he argued that Megan was simply upset about criticism from internet bloggers with their own independent minds who Lanez cannot control. We will continue to follow this case as it develops.
All right. Yo, I'm literally at the point where I would love to talk to Meg Thee Stallion, man. I would love to talk to Meg Thee Stallion. Meg, I have an open olive branch to speak to you. Just like, at a certain point with Carisha, aka Young Miami, I did the same with that too. Okay? Meg, you're gonna be in this music shit. And by the way, chat, if you're wondering like where my like litmus test is like Meg's gonna be in this music industry. I'm gonna be in this music industry. I don't know her. She don't know me. And I could constantly just make fun of her or whatever, and I don't give a fuck. But at a point you realize, are you getting anywhere? You get what I'm saying? And it's one of those situations where I feel like we've talked so much at Meg, I would love to speak to Meg. And it doesn't have to be publicly, it could be privately. Because I really feel like Meg is doing some of the most horrific things for her career. Now, I'm not the one to speak on if she's doing things that is going to help her mental peace. But for her career, it's just so horrible. Like, I'm literally sitting here and just watching Meg torch her own career where she's saying things or constantly trying to recreate this like victim aura that I don't think people are going for. And I feel incredibly sad for her. She's saying she fears Tory's going to shoot her again. And I personally don't think that's what it is. I think Meg is tired of criticism. I think she wants to not be reminded of this incident. Okay? And I think she's gotten past this victim like angle where she wants to be a victim. I think she just doesn't want to be reminded of it anymore. But everything she's doing constantly reminds us and makes us feel like she was a liar. That's one of the reasons I would love to talk to her, because I'm like, what goal do you want to get out of this? Tory's locked up. He got sentenced to 10 years. I just don't get it. So she got this civil restraining order, and she says she fears that Tory's going to shoot her again. And I'm like, yo, Meg, like you're making this worse for yourself, because it feels like your only path to redemption is to try to still attach or try to punish this guy, which he's already being punished. He's already getting time in jail. I don't agree with how she's doing certain things in the sense of Tory got found guilty. It's not on you to keep him in jail. And it's not on you to make sure he gets further punished. You got the verdict that you wanted. Let the prosecutor or the judges or the court system deal with Tory how they will. But these days, it appears that anything that seems to help Tory seems to be hurting Meg. So if Tory wins a small portion of what could be his appeal, Meg feels offended. And for I just can't understand that if she's trying to get past this and also don't want the vitriol that comes with some of the people who believe that Tory's innocent. No matter what she says, some people are going to believe he's innocent. So that's one of the reasons I would love to talk to her, because I'm trying to understand what her goal is. Like, what are you hoping to get from this? Tory's in jail. Even if he does get out on appeal, there's nothing you could do. He's fighting the court system. He's fighting the process, which is appeals. He's not fighting you at this point. You got your verdict. But I don't know. I really don't know. So she testified in a live setting, well, via live stream, and she said, yo, I think he's going to shoot me again. And I'm like, what? I just don't understand it. I honestly just don't understand it, man.
I was in court when Meg Thee Stallion testified about why she wants a restraining order against Tory Lanez. The judge issued the restraining order, and it's effective for 5 years. It expires on January 9th, 2030, and that's after Lanez is eligible for parole. He's currently in prison for shooting her in July 2020. Lanez's lawyer says he just wants to mind his business, and he's not having any contact with these third-party bloggers like Milagro Grams to harass Megan. But Megan's lawyer said that the facts show otherwise, and she talked about payment receipts between Milagro and Tory Lanez's dad. The judge, Richard Bloom, said there's ample evidence of harassing conduct dating back to at least July 2020. He did say he didn't see a lot of evidence of recent conduct, but he said that the conduct from 4 years ago, after she was shot and before he was convicted, is still enough evidence to support a restraining order today. Megan's lawyer also said that really there should have been a 10-year criminal protective order issued at Lanez's sentencing, but it was overlooked. So that made it pretty easy for the judge to see a reason to issue this civil restraining order. I was in court when Meg Thee Stallion testified about why she wants a
Okay. Now, this is kind of crazy, man. There was a Tory Lanez jail call that got leaked. So one of his jail calls got leaked where supposedly he was, I don't know, he was talking about Milagro and talking about getting her paid for, I don't know. Jesus.
I get that. Like, they have to actually go up to court and drive up here, all this other extra shit. It's like, I don't know if that's how it works, but I'm just saying, or maybe it's just a
the write-ups. The only thing that we're going to have to drive up there on and take the lawyers on, we already had a meeting on it today, right? And the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take my law library squad, and we're going to attack all these write-ups. We'll attack them all for you. But we was focused on that one, right?
Yeah.
And because ain't no lawyer's going to know what these niggas know, right?
So this is one of Tory's jail calls.
About you, bro. It's about the company. Like, that's why I start these things. It's not, like, even with the Hands of God project, it's not so much more so about, yeah.
Let me read you. We finished the statement for the media tomorrow. I want to let me read it to you. So it says, Unite the People, Inc. agrees to represent, this is the media release for tomorrow. Unite the People, Inc. agrees to represent Milagro Cooper against threats and intimidation, targeting influencers for expressing their opinions in the civil matter filed by the now plaintiff Megan P. Right? It says, that's just the headline saying, there is a recent filing from Megan P., an individual plaintiff, naming Milagro Elizabeth Cooper, an individual, as a defendant. Unite the People, Inc. is a nonprofit law firm that promotes social justice throughout the United States, as well as provides affordable legal services to the underserved community, as well as multiple other services, i.e. mentoring programs for the disadvantaged youth, empowering young women, mentoring programs, assisting the homeless, veterans, transitional housing, etc., right? It just tells a little bit about the company, right? Then it says, Milagro Elizabeth Cooper has been served a lawsuit making a lot of false claims against her professional conduct in an attempt to stop her from reporting on Daystar Peterson, a.k.a. Tory Lanez case, because in their lawsuit, that's all they talk about is your case and what Milagro says on your behalf, right? They said that all kinds of shit, right? But I'm going to run through this real quick. Unite the People, Inc. was founded and exists to fight on behalf.
All right, so essentially, I think that's his father who's reading to him that Unite the People, which is like this nonprofit, like, you know, law firm is going to be, who's representing Tory, is going to be representing all some Milagro Grahams, and she was sued by Meg Thee Stallion as well. Man, I keep saying this, man. I get that Tory and Meg are involved in this and embroiled in this, like, really nasty back and forth. And even though she got a conviction and Tory's convicted, she still wants more blood. I just suggest to Meg Thee Stallion, bro, you a black woman, Milagro's a black woman. How about y'all try to speak to each other, man? I want to speak to Meg. Like, at this point, like, I really don't understand it. Like, how is there so much hate? You know what I mean? I get it. You think that Milagro or anybody else, shit, maybe she stalked me at a point, right? Speaking for Tory. No, there's just people who feel like Tory's innocent, right? And it's not, you know, maybe some people are trying to kick her back in, but I think some people, they just fall on the other side, and that's natural. So, I don't know, man. I feel bad for this whole Meg Thee Stallion situation because, yo, she's showing up in front of the judge and crying and, oh my God, they're trying to kill me. The next time Tory might kill me. And I'm like, whoa, is this like PR or does she really think that, like, with all due respect, I hope Meg Thee Stallion don't think that, okay, yeah, we might think that Tory didn't do it, but we wouldn't sit by with Tory trying to kill you. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I don't know, man. I really just don't know. But anyway, they're going extremely hard, and they're using some of Tory's jail calls, and they're saying that Tory is still harassing Meg Thee Stallion, and the judge clearly agreed, even though the judge said, "No, we don't. I don't think he's been harassing you since he got locked up, but before he got locked up, we think he was saying some shit." So they gave this civil restraining order, which I think that's crazy, man. I think that's crazy.
The disadvantaged, the small, and the powerless against these Goliath organizations, corporations, or celebrities that want to push around and bully the Davids of the world, i.e. the people. Unite the People, Inc. will not stand by and let an intractable justice system or a billion-dollar corporation ran by popular celebrities take advantage of the small guy in an attempt to silence someone from their First Amendment right of freedom of speech. Unite the People, Inc. has agreed to take on the defense of Milagro Cooper, as well as any other social media influencer, journalism platform, journalist, podcast, or reporter of any type that has received this lawsuit against them or any other form of bullying/harassment.
He was hip-hop.
Silence them from their right of freedom of speech. Any such influencer, media person, or organization who has been or received a threat in an attempt to silence them from the same organization or corporation should contact Unite the People, Inc. immediately.
Okay.
So hold on, is this a...
All right.
And Bob,
I gotta go upstairs for 1 second. Hey, so I'm gonna give you an update on Lil Durk's thing, and then we're gonna get into the FS1 of Rico. Have y'all heard about that? Whole bunch of shit going on when it comes to Fox Sports 1 and all the bullshit that's been going on there. I want to go through that kind of methodically. But before I do, I want to play you a Lil Durk update real quick.